cook around, y'all, for just a second, and as soon as these get crisp up just a little bit, I'll come back and we're going to build us up some little homemade Hot Pockets. Alright, y'all, our pepperonis are going to cook up over here. And by the way, let me tell you this too. You can leave your pepperonis whole. I just like to cut them up a little bit like that because that way whenever you bite into it, you don't just pull a whole big piece off. Again, just my preference, okay? So you can leave them whole if you want to. Alright, so something else that I like to do now is I am going to get out some of our cheese here. I have some freshly grated mozzarella, and I have a little bit of provolone in here, which is optional. I just had it in the fridge, so I decided to use it. And I threw in just a few little pieces of my sharp cheddar just for a little bit of color. But really, all you need is just some mozzarella or whatever cheese of your choice. So let's see. I'm trying to think here. So we'll need about that much. Let's see, we're going to have about 4 of them, so I'm trying to decide how much cheese we're going to need here, y'all. About like that. Maybe a little bit more for good measure. Okay? So what I'm going to do to this is go ahead and season this up a little bit. And that way we don't have to worry about trying to season it once we get it in the little pocket, okay? I'm going to do a little bit of oregano. Okay? A little bit of parsley, and all of this is just a good little sprinkle. Okay. Let's see, do I want to do garlic powder? No, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do some garlic salt, just a little, and then I'm going to do a little bit of this garlic butter seasoning here that I have. And I understand you may not have this, and that's fine, you can just do without it, but since I have it, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of that in. Okay, and I think I want to do just a few little pieces of crushed red pepper. This is optional. Every bit of this part's optional. You can do just plain cheese. I just want to spruce it up just a little bit. Okay, and then just toss that cheese around, and that way you've got all that good seasoning in there. It's going to melt in your little pockets. Now it look like this. Isn't this good? So to me, you can just eat it. Yep. It gives you that pizza taste. Alright, y'all. All we gotta do now is just, I had that down way too low, and I just now realized it. So that's why it's not cooking. I just now cranked it up, and I'll come back once these get cooking up. Alright, y'all, let's build up our little pockets here. I have a roll of the crescent rolls. Let's see, these are just the original. Let me find the opening spot here. Well, they opened up good for me today. I set them out and I let them warm up a second. I think that is the trick for sure. Because those biscuits the other day did not want to open. Alright, so we're going to roll this out. Get out my little cutting board here to roll it out on. Alright. First thing we're going to do is go in two like this. Can y'all see good? Yeah. And then we're going to cut this in two. So we're going to make 4 different pieces. Okay, so you see here, just like that. All right, I'll set these 2 over here. And you just want to kind of press these together right here like this, because this is going to be 1. This is going to be 1. Let me see if I can try to, I thought I would be able to fit them all on here at one time and do them all at once. Just push those together. They don't have to be just perfect. It doesn't matter. Okay. This one may just have to hang off the edge here a little bit. You see here? Okay, we've got 4. Kind of pat them out a little bit. Alright, and then I have some pizza sauce. You use whatever kind you have or want. And here's our spoon here. Let's give this a mix. I should have shook that up. Looks a little runny there on top. But any kind you want. Hang on, y'all. That just looks a little watery at the top. I want to mix it up good. Okay. So put you a little bit of pizza sauce right here. About that much. Okay. Whoops. Now these are most definitely not anything that needs to be perfect, and you build these up. These are customizable. You make them however you want, whatever toppings you want, okay? So I'm gonna do that cheese that we seasoned up. I'm gonna put some of that on there. Back, do a little bit more. All right, we're gonna take our pepperonis, and y'all, these only had to cook for like 2 minutes if you choose to go this route. The only thing it took so long at first was I didn't have the pan heated up very long, but I like to cook them. Now, like I said, I know not everybody wants to do that, and that's perfectly fine. I just choose to. I think some sausage would be great in here. Really, anything you want. You can make them like a little meat lovers. You could do all veggies. Anything you want to do. Okay? I'll tell you one thing I didn't realize was how much grease come out of pepperonis. And there was still quite a bit in the skillet, y'all. I mean, I knew that they were greasy, but I didn't realize they were that greasy. Goodness gracious. All right. I'm going to go back over them with a little bit more cheese. I almost got out some sausage to do, but I decided not to. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of parm, just because I love parm. Y'all know that. Okay, and now we're just going to take these and fold them over, just like that. Okay, let me bring this back. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do one of them, or maybe two, and then I won't keep y'all while we do all of them. Hang on just a second. Let me get them pulled back here. They're so loose and falling all over the place right now. All right, let me get me a fork. So you just want to kind of press the edges together, of course. And if some sauce or anything squeezes out, that's perfectly fine. Take your fork, you know how you do around little pies and stuff like that. Do the same thing. Just kind of connect them together like that. And I like to poke some little holes like that in the top, just to give them a little bit of air. And then they're going to look just like this. You see here? And then I've got my little baking sheet over here with some tinfoil on it. And I'll come back and we'll get them on there, and we'll get them in the oven. Okay, y'all, here are our little Hot Pockets, our 4. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of parm on top. Now, whenever I get these out, we will brush them with some good seasoned up butter. But I don't want to do that before we cook them because I don't want them to get too brown. I'm going to pop these in the oven on 375, and I'll let you know how long I cook them. Hey y'all, look at our pizza pockets. Don't they look good? Oh my gosh, they smell so good. So these cooked on 375 for about 15 minutes. Okay, so just keep a check on them. You know, all ovens are different. So what I always do for stuff like this, I'll set my timer for about 10 minutes. And then after that, I just kind of keep a real close check. You know what I mean? And this here is just some butter. And in here, I just put in pretty much the same stuff I put in our cheese. Some parsley, some oregano, and some garlic salt. Okay? And then just some butter. That's it. Parsley, oregano, garlic salt. just to give them that good buttery flavor at the end. Now, if you want to do this before you cook them, you can. I'm just always afraid that it will cause the top to get too brown too quick, and that's why I just like to wait. So, and I'll tell you what I may even do. I may even just pop them back in the oven for just a second with that on there. I've already turned it off, but I may do that and just let them sit for a minute. But either way, I don't want them to be cooking with all that on there. But gosh, that smells so good, and these look fantastic. I think I will do that. And again, this is optional. I'm going to pop them back in the oven just for a second with that good butter on there. Let them hang out for a minute. I'll be back, y'all. I'm going to do a taste test. Alright, y'all. I have some out here that I have cut up in little pieces because I want it to cool off. Because, you know, stuff like this takes forever to cool off. And I also have me a little bit of extra sauce. I feel like with something like this, you can't put too much sauce in there because it's going to spill out and go everywhere. So I feel like it's always better to serve it with extra sauce. I just heated it up a little bit and put me a little bit of parm on top. So let's taste these. Mmm. That's good, y'all. And whenever I put it back in the oven, I just put it in there for a few minutes. And I just got it right back out. This is good. Y'all like these? Kids will love these too. Let's take one of them. I'm going to see if we can do that pretty little pull apart. Let's see how it pulls apart. Now, here's the back side of it. You can see it's got nice and brown. You can see it's still steaming. Let's see how it looks. Okay. There we go. It looks good. We probably could have put a little bit more filling in there. I wasn't sure. But I definitely think that we could. So just keep that in mind. I think you could fill them even a little bit fuller. But there's some of that good cheese. I think these will be delicious with some good crumbled up sausage in there. Go ahead and cook your sausage, of course. For sure. You don't have to do your pepperoni, but you want to do your sausage. And crumble that up in there. That'd be good. I have to do that next time I make them. Definitely do some sausage. I thought about it tonight, but now this too is where your extra sauce is going to come in at, because see, like here at the edges you got just that bread, but it's got that good garlicky butter stuff on there. You're going to want that sauce to dip that in. Perfect. Alright, y'all try these. These are great. This is perfect for a little snack, a lunch, quick night supper, whatever you want to make it out to be. These are great. I think you will love them, and the kids will love them too. They're perfect. Alright, y'all. Y'all try them. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.